Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jaleesa Ayoka. If you're new here, I hope that at some point in this video you do decide to subscribe, and when you do so, make sure you click that notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a video. As you guys can see, this is today's makeup look. I'm bringing you cute fall vibes, something very sexy and sultry on the eyes. And you know, I'm enjoying the colors. The lip is my favorite fall lip ever so far. So I've been, I brought that back in there. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Let's get on into it. Hi guys. Okay, so let's get into this look. Really want to do something very fall and very full coverage because this is an acne coverage makeup. So we're gonna beat our face today. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to prime my face. I already did my skincare. I kind of switched up my setup a little bit. You probably can't tell because this is a lot. This is my old backdrop. So if you guys like this better and you like the lighting in this better, please let me know because I did something a little different with the lighting. But let's get into this makeup tutorial. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prime my face. Like I was saying, I already did my skincare, my 10-step Korean skincare. So my skin is nice and prepped and supple and bouncy and cute. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be priming my skin. So for me, I'm very oily. So even though it's getting colder and the air is getting a little drier, I still need to prime because my oils are undefeated, okay? I get less oily in the winter, but they're still undefeated. So the primer I like to use, this is the Revlon Photo Ready Primer. This is my ride or die. She's actually almost dying because she's almost empty, but nothing a little tap can't phase. Primer to me is so important when it comes to doing acne coverage foundation because what I do tend to see is that people that suffer from acne like me, we tend to have very oily skin. And when you put on makeup over your face, you're kind of like, you're putting something on top of your pores. So your pores are getting even more scared and then they get oily. So what a primer does is it creates that barrier between your real skin and then your fake skin or your foundation. And it helps to slow down your skin feeling suffocated, producing extra oils. Also, primers really do help with texture, and when you have acne prone skin or acne prone skin, you tend to have larger pores, and primer really helps with filling in those pores sort of and kind of getting rid of some of that texture. Another trick that I like to do that Auntie Jackie taught me, I don't know why I keep calling her Auntie Jackie because she's not that much older than me. But anyway, so what I do is I take my setting powder, and today's setting powder is the Anastasia Beverly Hills setting powder, and this is in the color Deep Peach. It's not exactly my skin tone color, but it's close enough. So what I do is I dip my sponge in this and I just push that into the skin. As you can see, it's definitely lighter, but once you push it into the skin. So I mainly like to focus this right in here because that is where my pores are extra large, like super large. So I like to, focus in that area. So when you do this step, pretty much what you're doing is you're setting your primer essentially. So it really helps everything to last a lot longer. So after I do that, I do my brows. I am a brows first girl. If you're not a brows first girl, you can go into your foundation or whatever, but I do my makeup in this order. Okay, so we finished the brows and I cleaned them up with concealer, and the concealer that I use is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in Deep Cinnamon. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to go in with some eyeshadow, but first I'm going to conceal my complete eyelids. So I'm just going to use that same concealer And what that's going to do is just kind of even out the skin tone on my eyebrows. What am I saying? Even out the skin tone on my eyelids so that we can have a nice, clean, even base for our eyeshadow. And I like to use my sponge after just to even it out. Make sure that there's no bumps and no lumps. And then I find that this concealer really dries down, so I really don't need to set it per se. Today, the palette that we're going to be using is our Jackie Ina palette from ABH. This palette is very sultry and nice, so I love to use this palette. You can just get so many different looks from this. So today, I'm going to be starting with edges. Edges is like this burnt orange color right here, so I'm going to use that in the crease to start off with. As you can see, this is what the color comes off as. It's like a burnt orange reddish color. So I'm just going to take that right in the crease area. This is what we're going to be this is going to be like our transition color for the look. So if you're like me and your eyes are kind of hooded, which means that your eye skin comes over your crease, what I like to do is I tilt my head back, and that's really going to show me where my actual eye socket ends, like where my eyeball crease really is. And I like to place the color in that area. Okay, so now that I have the same on both eyes, the next color that I'm going to be going in with is going to be Credit. So Credit is this color. Hopefully you guys can see. Credit is this color right here. So that's what I'm going to be going in with. Now for Credit, I'm going to focus it really on the, I guess, the outer third of my eye. So right in here. And I'm just going to build that color up in this one spot. And then I'll blend it out later. Really build this color up right in here. I want to make it a point. And now we're just going to drag it into the crease a little bit. But I'm not really trying to go past like the middle of my eyelid with this color. And now I want to get more right in here on the outer third of my lid. We're going to pack that on first. That's how you get the most opaque, how you get the most like color payoff, is that you want to pat the color in. And then what I do is I blend it further just to diffuse it a little bit. We have to decide what we're going to put on our eyelids. And I kind of want to keep it matte. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my flat brush and I'm going to go in with Ginger, which is like this really pretty tan brown color. And I want to focus that on the eyelids. But let me put some on first and see if I should go in with a concealer. An extra concealer. I don't think I do. I don't think I need to. And I'm just going to push this on. With matte colors, you want to push it onto the lid. You don't want to blend it, per se. You want to pat it on to the lid. And just keep patting. Just keep patting. Just keep patting. Just keep patting, patting. My battery is saying it is dying, but I'm trying not to let negativity ruin my life. Oh, this is pretty. So, I'm going to pull out the brushes that I used to do the dark brown color. And I'm just going to make sure I'm diffusing the corners very well. So that, as you can see, this is my natural lid color. And then this is Ginger over here. I really like this. I like this a lot. So we have brows, we have eyeshadow. So let's get into the skin. Let's get into this acne scar coverage. So I have two foundations that I want to use today. I couldn't decide which one I wanted to use, so I figured why not just mix them. So I have the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation, and this is in the color 420. And then I have my Maybelline Super Stay Foundation, and this is in the color 355 Coconut. So I'm going to do a pump of my Maybelline. Okay, maybe 2 pumps. And then I'm going to do Like, I feel like I have to shake this up. And then I'm going to do a pump of my Fenty Hydrating. They're literally the same color, girl. This is a good blend. They're literally the same color. The Fenty is definitely a little bit more runny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my concealer brush and I'm going to just swirl it in there. I'm going to paint this onto my face. Trying to do this without dropping it. Oops, sorry. I'm going to paint this onto my face. I just like to I like to paint on my foundation. I don't know why. I like to do it this way versus just dotting it on my face. And I like to apply my foundation with a brush because it gets me more coverage. And I just like to blend it with the brush first. And then I'll go in with my sponge just to make sure it's nice and even. So I like to push it into the skin. So you push. And then I do like this, like a push flick, because I want to one day be able to I see people just like swirl it into their skin, and I'm just like, is that how you're supposed to put it on? Because if I did that, I would hate how my foundation looks. But you guys let me know. Comment down below and let me know, how do you put your foundation on? Do you push it into your skin like what I'm doing? Do you do the nice little rub it in like lotion motion? Let me know, because I'm curious. So now we're going to go in with our concealer. So the concealer I'm going to be using today is the same e.l.f. Camo Concealer in Deep Cinnamon. I'm going to be using 2 e.l.f. concealers today, but I'm going to start with this. And this is their hydrating. This is not their hydrating. I take that back. This is their 16-hour camo concealer. They have a hydrating version of this concealer. So if you have drier skin, especially in these winter months, I would say go with that one instead of this one. But for me personally, I'm an oily girl, so we move. And now what I'm going to do is I have the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, but I have it in Deep Olive, which is definitely way too bright for my skin tone. But the olive is definitely my undertone. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit of this, like right in here. And what this is going to do, this is going to help to brighten up the eye. And I think I'm going to put some right in the middle of my nose. But I don't think I need it anywhere else. Another thing I like to do is I like to let my concealer dry down for a little bit. Because, again, we're going for full coverage, acne coverage. And if you let your concealer dry down, I promise you, you will get so much more coverage. You'd be like, is this even the same concealer? So you don't want it to dry completely, because you still want to be able to move it and blend it. I just got makeup all over my hand. You want to be able to still blend it out, but you don't want it to be wet. You don't want it to be too wet. And because this is their 16-hour camo concealer, this one dries down pretty fast. So by the time I'm done explaining this to you guys, I'll be able to blend it out. So on the places where I don't want the most coverage, that's where I start with blending first. So I'll blend out my chin and my forehead first and my upper lip. As you guys can see, this concealer dries down so fast. It's already a little bit dried down. And then my upper lip. So the last place I blend out is my eye, my under eye area. And I like to pinch my sponge like this. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm pinching the sponge like so. And then I blend my nose out. Trying to keep the line as straight as possible. But I like to pull it to the sides just to blend it out. And now my favorite part, I get to blend out my under eye. So what I'm going to do is, again, I pinch my sponge again. And I just like to tap, tap, tap. Tap, 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 tap. And this is why I didn't put on my eyeliner, because I'm just going to sharpen up the edges of, you see that? I sharpen up the edge of the eyeshadow. I don't know if you guys can see, but that concealer coverage is fire. And I just like to go around my mouth like this. So I like to set everything right away. So today I'm going to be setting with the Fenty Beauty setting powder in Banana. No, it died. Like I said, I'm going in with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Pro Filter setting powder, and this is in the color Banana. I'm going to dip the sponge in it, and then after I dip the sponge in it, I rub it against my my wrist to kind of get some of the extra off. I know what's happening to me right now. And then I just pat that in to my under eye. And I'm pinching the sponge just the same way I've been doing it this entire time. And this is not a bake. This is me setting. So I am pushing this into the skin until it disappears, which is why I push off the excess. And it just gives you a nice, pretty, clean set. And I like to rub it on the wrist, and then I push it in. And then I take it all the other places I had the concealer. So I like to put it all over my nose, not necessarily down, only down the center, because my nose gets so oily that it's ridiculous how oily my nose gets. So I like to set the whole thing. And then obviously I like to do my forehead. And when I'm setting my forehead, I even get a little bit of the front of my brows as well. I mean, it can't hurt to set them. And that's just where I just use this color of setting powder for my highlighted areas. For the rest of my face, I do 2 sets. So yes, I set it twice. So when we get deep into winter, I'm not going to need to do that. But transitioning in from fall into summer, if I want my makeup to last all day or over a certain amount of time, I double set. So what I do is I take a fluffy blending brush and I go back in with that Anastasia Beverly Hills powder. I dip my brush into it, get it nice and all over, and I tap off the excess because we don't want to go too crazy. And then what I do is I push it all over the rest of my face, and then we just buff. This is the only time you'll see me do that rub it in like lotion motion where I'm literally just buffing this into the skin. And what this is going to do, this is going to help to set my foundation in the places where I didn't put the Fenty powder. And then to actually give myself color and not to make sure that I don't have any crazy flashback, I go in with the Black Radiance pressed powder, and this is in the color Coffee. Yes, this is in the color, no, I saw, not Coffee, Cafe. And again, I dip the same brush in it, I roll it around, tap off the excess. Now this one, I don't do the lotion motion. I'm going to pat this into the skin. I lied, I do the motion. Actually, no, it depends. But for the most part, I'm patting this into the skin. So I normally use that amount to do half my face, and then I will swipe underneath my eye just a little bit, just so that we're not having that crazy white cast. And I'm going to dip the brush back into it again, tap off the excess, and I'm going to push it in the other half of my face. Wipe right here, just very lightly, like super light. Wipe underneath the eye, just to bring everything together. So now that we have that, now we have to bring back shape into our face. So this is my favorite part. The bronzing, the highlighting, now the blushing, because I've found a love for blush. And I only have one blush, but I need to get more. But I've discovered my love for blush. So we're nice and set, and we need a little bit more of darker dimensions. So I honestly forgot to contour when I did my concealer. So normally what I would do when I did the under eye concealer and stuff like that, I would go in with the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in Espresso. So I would have like a little bit of a base for my contour. But we don't have to worry about that because we have a contour powder. So today, for all my bronzing, blushing, and contouring needs, I'm going to be using the Tammy X Revolution palette. And this is their Paradise Glow face palette. So as you can see, I have my blush, my highlighter, I think my contour and then my bronzer. One is contour, one's bronzer. I can't really see right now because I wear glasses. So when I'm shooting these videos, I can barely see myself. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with Contoured Cutie, which is this color right here. And I'm going to take this angled brush that I have, and I'm going to dab into this. This is very pigmented. Like I said, I did a review, so if you want to see it, you can go do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this into the skin right where I would have contoured, and I'm going to push it up. So this contour color is very cool. So when you're contouring versus when you're bronzing, your contour color, you want it to be very, very cool. You want it to be, dare I say, a little bit grayish, dare I say, because you want it to create this false shadow. If it's too red or too bronzy, then you're just bronzing and it's not going to really create a false shadow on your face. But with a very cool tone brown color is what you want to contour with, because it's going to just create this beautiful illusion of like hollowed out cheekbones. So now that we've done that, I want to bronzify so I can catch Poppy's eye. If you guys know where that's from, comment down below. If you don't, then what are you doing on YouTube? Like, what kind of makeup videos are you actually watching? So comment down below. I'm going to give y'all a second if you guys know where that's from. But if you don't, I'm going to let you know. Hold on. So that is from Savannah Silver here on YouTube. Every time she goes in with her bronzer, she is like, we got to bronzify so we can catch Poppy's eye. I love watching her videos, okay? Her videos are like makeup therapy for me. Anyway, so as you can see, you see that shadow? I think I overdid it on that side, so now I got to overdo it on this side. Because what did I say? If you make an error on one side, you got to make it on the other side, so that when you correct it, you can tell. So then I'm going to go in with a Bronze Goddess right here. And this is what we're going to use to warm up the face. This is what gives you that sun kiss. And as you can see, you don't have to be as precise with this color. You want it to just, like, I got a tan, okay? And you want to look like I just came back from vacation, you know? It's fall, but I went and got me a little tan for vacation, okay? So that's what you want it to look like. So you just bronze up that entire area. And again, when it comes for me personally with my like doing full coverage makeup and covering dark marks, swiping just removes any coverage for me personally. It just takes away from my coverage. And I don't like it, so I don't swipe. I always pat. Even if I'm patting fast, I'm always patting. The nose is my favorite place to bronze. So I don't do it very perfectly, but I just like to get the side of my nose by pinching the brush like this. Because I'm not a contour the nose kind of girl. But I love to bronze my nose. And the brush that I use for my foundation is like, it's like my blending brush, really. Especially during these steps. Even my sponge, everything I'm doing is just to make sure that everything looks nice and blended and nothing looks too crazy or too muddy or anything like that. So now that we're finished bronzing, I'm going to blush. Like I told you guys, I found a newfound love for blush. I'm trying to decide which brush I want to use to blush. I'm going to use this brush. Don't know. I think I stole this from my mom. I don't know where she got it from. So I like to blush right up in here. Ooh. And this is an orangey blush. Hold on, I didn't even show you. It's called Tropical Queen, and it's in the same face palette. I'm telling you, this face palette, you can take this on vacation, girl. This could be your bronzing, your contouring, your everything, okay? We have the blush on, but I want to blend it out a little bit more. So I'm going to use this brush. It doesn't really have anything much on it. And I'm just going to blend it out. Nice and blushed. Okay, so then my favorite thing to do is to highlight. I keep thinking everything is my favorite. I just love all these steps, like bronzing, contouring, highlighting. blushing. It's my favorite part of my makeup. And then this is the highlighter in this palette, and I believe it's called Paradise Glow. So this is the star of the show, because that's what the palette is called. I want to swirl my brush in this just so I can get a lot. Tap off the excess. So when it comes to my highlighter, I no longer bring it down in here because I have a lot of texture right here. And I find that when I bring my highlighter down, I don't really need it because, again, I get oily. So I get a glow. After like an hour, I'm going to have glow anyway. So I don't need to do too much with the highlighter. But I really like to put it right in here. Like right there. And I like to bring it right in the eyebrow. Right in here. And then also take it right here. So I go here, eyebrow here. That's where I like to highlight. Nice, nice. And then what do? We always go in with our eraser. Or our blending. Our blender. So I just go on top of everything I just did with the same foundation brush. And literally in the exact same areas. And then what do? We take the sponge for a little extra. Just an extra security. That is nice and blended. And then my favorite thing to do, which is highlight my nose. I love doing this. It just looks so pretty. It looks so pretty. Now we're going to set our eyebrows because we're done with all the powders. This is ColourPop's Brow Boss Gel, and this is in clear. But when I open it, you're going to see that it's no longer clear because my eyebrows aren't clear. But they have it in multiple colors, so you guys can check it out and see what you guys like. But this is just like got to be glue for your eyebrows. My eyebrows are unruly. My eyebrows do not care if I have on makeup. They don't care if I spend hours, well not hours, but I spend time filling in my eyebrows and shaping them up with concealer. They don't care. They don't care. So because they don't care, I have to set them. Okay, so I'm going to go in with my kohl liner. So this is the Black Radiance Ultra Retractable Eye Pencil, and this is in black. So I'm going to close my eye, and I'm just going to drag this on my lid. Nothing too precise, because I'm going to blend it out in a second. So I'm going to go in with the contour color in this palette. I'm just going to dip this brush into it. And then I'm going to drag it out and just blend that out ever so nicely. So I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom with the waterline. I'm going to go back into the palette, and using that same brush that I just blended out my top liner with, I'm going to go in with Credit, which is the dark brown color that we use on the outer. And I'm going to use Credit to blend out the eyeliner we just put on. I'm going to go in with another brush that's similar to that, but a little bit more fluffier. And then we're going to go back in with Edges, which was the color that we used to start with in our crease. And I'm just going to go slightly under that, like right here, and kind of blend that out. Just to bring it down just a little bit. All you really need, just a little bit. Come on, girl. What song is that? I don't remember what song that is. If you remember that song, comment down below, because I don't remember what song I was just singing. It'd be like, all you really need, just a little bit. Come on, something, a little bit, something like that. I don't know. And the last thing I'm gonna do for the eyes before I put on my lashes, we gotta do the inner corner highlight. So I'm gonna go back in with the highlighter that I use, and I'm going to just right in there. Right in there. So we're done with that, and now we're going to put on our lashes. Let's put on some mascara first. So for my falsies, I like to use the Ardell Wispies. Those are my favorite. They're not too crazy, but they're not too thin either, and they just give the eyes a nice little flare. Oh, let me show you what they look like. So this is what they look like. I buy the multi-pack. It comes in one, two, three, four, five. And I'm going to be using the duo glue in this one. This one comes out black. I regret buying this one. I need to go buy the clear one, because I'm not really good at putting on lashes. I'm going to put the glue on the lashes. Hopefully my camera is focusing on the lash and not on me. But if it's not, I'm sorry. So when putting on your lashes, you want to hold the mirror down here, like underneath you, so you can like look down at the mirror. I don't know why I'm giving you guys advice, because you about to watch me struggle to put this on. Okay, there's no glue on the end of that. I don't know where the glue went, but it's not on the end of that lash. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting on my lipstick. So the lipstick I'm using today is by Fenty Beauty. It is the liquid lipstick in Unveil. So it's this really pretty brown color. I love to wear this stuff. It's matte, but it's not super drying, so it's great for like fall. And then the color is really nice. And because you all have to wear masks, wearing a matte lipstick is like the best you can do, because putting on lip gloss and then putting on a mask, you might as well just rub your face with the lip gloss, because it's going to be all over your face when you take the mask off. So I'm just going to go in and put this on. Okay guys, so this is the lip done. It's so pretty, isn't it? I love it so much. Okay, so I'm gonna go and then I'll be right back. So I am back, guys, and this is the finished product. We are cute, we are cute, we are cute. We put the hair in a bun. Can you see it? Oh, there it is. We put the hair in a bun. We did our edges to kind of bring it all together. And this is the final look, guys. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to give this one a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below and let me know what some of your favorite fall products, whether it be makeup, food, drinks, whatever it is. Just let me know what some of your favorite fall things to have. And don't forget to subscribe. And when you do so, make sure you click that notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a video. I hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.